think we're set.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, we will call the meeting to order. Start the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Approval of the agenda. It looks like we added compliance reports.
Yep, compliance reports for each school and for the district. I put B under new business B, that's blank, so that's where I thought we would move that.
Anything else needs to be added? No? Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So move.
Second. Okay, good motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Comment, consent agenda. Everybody have anything they want to go over in the consent agenda? Did everybody get a chance to go through it?
Tell me more about the having the principals' reports in the consent agenda. Are we just not going to hear from them then, or I think they got pulled back out, right?
Well, we had talked about it, but the board had decided to put it in here, so that's why we were going to talk about it and see if that's something you want to continue to do or if you want to pull them out. Anything that's on the consent agenda, if you have questions about, you can pull that out of the consent agenda. Then you would vote on the consent agenda without that, and then you could discuss that item. Or like the principal report, if you want to just remove them from the consent agenda and put them back on the regular agenda, we can do that either. It's whatever the board wishes to do.
Yeah, I had asked Russ to remove it from the consent agenda because I just want to make sure that if they have something to say, that it's just an easy thing, that it doesn't get mulled over into the consent agenda. I felt like the first night we had to ask if they had anything to add anything. I didn't care for it in there, so it's my opinion that we'd pull the principal reports out of that, just so it's easier to hear from and it doesn't get just bulldozed over and trying to get stuff done efficiently.
Yeah, like I guess I went through everything this morning. Lindsay's report was on there, but yours wasn't.
I know, I owe an apology actually.
No,
I sent it to Russ a week and a half ago
Yeah.
and I thought he was posting it and then Amber goes, hey, are you not posting? And I'm like, so that's my fault. I should have double checked. I'm sorry.
miscommunication.
Do we want to pull them out then and go through them?
It'd be nice to pull them and go through them because I didn't get the AD report or Rusty's report this time because I was going through stuff this morning, I guess.
Yeah.
Does somebody want to make a motion to approve the agenda less the principal and AD reports?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, we'll move on to principal report. You want to go first or?
Okay, I just have my enrollment as of September 3rd when I dropped that in the folder. So pre-K through 4th grade, we are at 156 students right now. For data, we just completed our Fast Bridge assessments. So this week during PLCs, we're working on setting up our Tier 2 progress monitoring. Mrs. Pretzer and the paras, along with Mrs. C, are pulling Tier 3 students. So we're kind of working on progress monitoring 2 and 3. Last year, that was kind of a new thing in the classroom for the teachers to progress monitor Tier 2. The title teachers had just been pulling any kid who needed support, so we're kind of trying to do it the way that it's supposed to be done with the classroom teachers monitoring the Tier 2 kids, or those bubble kids that we would call them. So we worked on that this week and got
Just a
that all
quick
set
question.
up. Yep.
I'm not familiar with the the progress monitoring tier 2 and tier 3 students, can you explain that just a little bit?
Yep, so our FastBridge data is for reading and math specifically. So if they are flagged in any area such as like phonemic awareness, or in math, like they can't efficiently do math facts fluently, general math, any of those sorts of things, if they're flagged in any area, they would be progress monitored. How we determine tier 2 and 3 is based on how they are flagged. So if a student has several areas that they need assistance in, they would be flagged in a tier 3, which is like a bottom category where they would need extra title support, reading or math. And then tier 2 is they're being flagged, but we just watch them. We still like to progress monitor to make sure they're making progress and not like falling into that tier 3 category. And then our tier 1 students get the core instruction plus extra like advanced things for them because they don't need to be progress monitored, they're on track.
Yeah, so
Does that
yeah,
make sense?
tier 1, every student's in tier 1, and then it's based on need.
Yeah.
So then tier 2 would be the next level, tier 3 is the highest level of need.
Beyond what's being taught in the classroom for core, they all get that core tier 1 instruction. And then you would have also seen the science of reading requirements, which I know.
I'm sorry, before you
No,
move
you're
on
good.
from that then, so you made the note
Oh.
of possibly wanting a para, where are we at on that then? Are you seeing
yeah.
a lot of need or?
I am actually, so this week I've had a sub in every day, so I reran para schedules. Because of Mrs. Pretzer's schedule with music, she only has an hour and a half where she can pull title math students. So the paras are pulling for her. Also based on some other students that we have had come in that need more para support than I was anticipating, I will be looking for another para. And I've just had a sub covering until we can find somebody.
But on that note, you said Mrs. Pretzer, so really we're using the paras then for the interventions, is what you're saying?
Correct. Mrs. Pretzer is planning, and I mean, they're all Title I certified. Paras take Title I training to be able to do those things and work with our Title I kids. So they just can't plan for it. So Mrs. Pretzer plans and does the progress monitoring, and the paras are doing the execution of the intervention.
But Mrs. Christensen is still full-time dedicated to intervention?
Reading interventions,
Reading
yes.
intervention.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And so the paras and Mrs. Pretzer are strictly math.
What's a feeling for, if you could even give a shot, of total hours per week of what you're seeing for necessary intervention?
Oh, I'd have to really run the numbers.
Well, I mean, maybe something I'd just be interested in knowing.
I mean, Mrs. C's schedule is full. So,
Yeah.
I mean, she pulls all day long aside from her lunch break.
Sure,
So, 7 hours
yeah.
that she's pulling students in and out.
Yeah, Pretzer's on top, okay.
Yeah, and math is a little bit different. I wouldn't say math is quite 7 hours,
Okay,
probably more like 5,
okay.
just because of the para support situation. It's just what I have available right now to give for title math.
So now you said that you didn't know exactly what you were, or it was more than you were expecting as far as the title. Is that new kids that are getting brought into the school that we weren't aware of their needs, or is it our students that are falling behind and need to be picked back up?
Yep, so not specifically more in title itself, just I need more para support for students that are now enrolled that need more one-on-one support than I knew about when they came.
And I think right now too, we're short a para because of a family emergency with one of the paras. So that doesn't help the situation.
Yeah, like today I had 3 para subs in the building.
Yeah.
Like 1 out sick, 1 with a family situation, and then 1 that I'm trying to cover until we can get 1 hired. And I was down 2 paras because I lost Mrs. Kidson to the classroom because we moved her to the classroom and then 1 of them left. So I was just trying to make sure we needed the para support before just hiring another para, so. Anything else on that?
No, thank you.
And then the science of reading requirements you saw in there, I had a couple questions about that. There's a lot of paperwork that goes into documenting to make sure that K through 3 staff is trained in the science of reading. That comes down from a law that comes down from the state. So last year I did not have the proper documentation, so I think I got it now. So my hope is through all the webinars that I've done that I got all the paperwork squared away for that. So hopefully we can get a 3-year approval and then that doesn't need to be done each year. Just a playground update, the new equipment is here, it's sitting over at the elementary school. I got an email from Larry today that they will be here the week of the 22nd to put that new equipment in, so the ground is ready. If you haven't been over there, the fence is there, it looks super good. Razor's Edge was out today to do the dirt work, so I will let Travis Sabrowski know that the hydro seeding is ready. There was a gentleman that donated hydro seeding around the portable, so the dirt work is done for that, so they will come do the hydro seeding. Colin Kuntz has done an extensive amount of work on the HVAC system in the portable. Some airflow pumps were out and different things like that, so they're all currently working as of this morning, so hopefully they will stay.
I have a question
now that it's
about
gonna cool off, it'll stay
the
working.
dirt work part, and so like at the front where we're supposed to park to pick up the kids for preschool, is there like kind of a plan for the winter to like stop from going forward and running over something? Like
Are you talking about on the west side of the?
where you like, so here's the school, like, I don't know, like east and west or
Yes,
the
on the west side of
yeah.
the court where like that
Yeah.
stuff is sticking
Yeah,
out.
just
Yeah.
cause it like is.
Yeah, so they're gonna seed grass up to that,
Okay.
and then I visited with Russ about having some loads of crushed brick brought in from Hebron Brick to do like more of a parking space there, so like there will be a definitive like boundary of like where you can
Yeah, I'd hate to be
park
the
or
one to
not
run over something.
smoke the water line there. Yeah, so I'm also working on that. What else do I got? The air conditioner in the gym was turned on today. For the first time, by some miracle. Mr. Miller came and was like, I hear a noise, and I was like, what? So I went down there, I'm like, that's the AC, like they finally have the AC on. So I have one more unit to turn on, like that's been a whole long process since before I started this chaos, so hopefully by tomorrow they'll turn the other unit on and we should be good with the AC there. The glass on the front door got replaced last night, so the break that was in the front of the door at the school due to a delivery accident is fixed, so we're not taping the door shut anymore.
And that'll be, the cost of that is gonna be provided by the delivery company.
Yeah, I don't remember the name off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And then just some classroom updates. The fourth graders are going to go next week Friday to the Schnell Recreation Area. A Lions Club member had contacted me about doing some environmental cleanup and different things like that with an older group of kids. And so Mrs. Adamson and Mrs. Gullickson will tie in some things about pollution and erosion and different things like that while they go on a little afternoon trip to Schnell to clean up some garbage. Any other questions for me?
Can we ask who donated the hydro seed?
I don't know their name,
You can
honestly.
ask, but we don't know.
We don't even know.
It's
Yeah.
Seth O'Donnell is who did it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what his
Who was
company
it?
is, Seth O'Donnell. So he's got a place over at Gladstone Development Levy,
Oh,
Christensen's there.
Nice. Would have been nice if their AC was on last night.
Tell me about it.
That process started before I got on the
Play
board.
basketball.
I would love to give you AJ's number and you can tell.
It's gonna be like 3/4 done when I started.
It'll be on for you tomorrow. You might get 2 units on by tomorrow.
Hot dog.
Have to wear a jacket.
Yeah, I'll bring it.
Good with yours?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, student numbers, we have 179, 5 through 12. Then I just put student numbers for all the different programs we have going on right now. So for dual credit classes through Lake Region only, not including our teachers here at school, because those ones come in the spring. We have 13 students. Some of them are taking multiple courses, so we have 19 courses. Those courses include Intro to Public Speaking, Intro to Sociology, Chemistry, Intro to Computers, Two-Dimensional Design, Intro to Psychology, and Intro to Ag. Then we have some courses through CRA-CTC. We have 22 students registered on there. 3 of the courses that are included is Construction Exploration, Intro to Ag, and Art. Art is the majority of those. There's about 5 classes. That's Construction Exploration, Intro to Ag. And then we have students that are participating in CREAM Math for the fall. Just so everybody knows what CREAM Math is. CREAM Math is offered through the state, and so is CREAM English. We do English in the spring. And if a student doesn't score 23 on their ACT, they are not qualified or shown as proficient, so they can do it in different ways. They can retake their ACT, they can go take their Accuplacer test at like BSC or DSU, or they can take the state program of CREAM Math. If they choose not to do that, they actually don't meet the state requirements, and so when they get to college, they have to take remedial math or English, and they have to pay for that out of their pocket, and they don't get credit for it. So if they take it here, the state pays for it, and they don't have to take the remedial classes. So it saves them a good chunk of money and
Yeah.
like 6 credits.
CREAM, I mean, the acronym is Credit Recovery for English and Math. So it is college remedial coursework that students can take in high school.
And get paid for it.
Right.
Instead of having to pay out of their pocket.
Right.
So since we do math in the fall right now, I have 11 students that are working with Mr. Weber. It has to be under either a math teacher or English teacher, so he runs the math in the fall. Mrs. Tutterall runs the English in the spring through the state. Students registered through NDCDE. We have 16 students for courses including Intro to Nursing, Intro to Design, Agri-Science Technology, Anatomy and Physiology, and art there also. Then we have lots of career things going on. We have 3 job shadows so far, a couple more going out this next week. We have cooperative work experience. We have 4 students, 2 at Amber Waves and 2 at the daycare, and 1 also works as a paraprofessional for a period in the day. And they do get credit for all of those while they're going out to work. Most of their cooperative work is all under Neil Isaac, because he took the credential last week to be able to send students out other than just engineering. College fair at DSU, September 12th, we have 20 students going in the morning. Military career fairs come September 24th. We're waiting on a student count for the interest in that. Right now we have a few students. UND School of Medicine, September 25th, they'll be here at the high school. And then Sanford Virtual Career Summit from 10 to 12 on October 1st. We have 10 students that plan on going to that. Fastbridge baseline assessment, like Lindsay said, we just completed ours today, and so we'll look at data and look at the tiers during PD day with, as a district, I guess, on our PD day. And then we did, I know that Mrs. Scott Singer has been working on her social emotional assessment, and she should have been completed today unless if you know differently at your school.
She might have some makeups to do.
Couple
from
missing
last
one.
week.
Okay, so we'll get those finished up, and then some of her counseling will be based on what she sees in that data. So principal wise, probably superintendent wise, and Mrs. Scott Singer will sit down and look at some of those things, and she'll plan lessons based on what the students' needs are in there. And then she's also gonna work on adding some more resilience lessons online that the teachers can grab for like homerooms or in their classrooms. Homecoming events was throughout this week. Hopefully you got to see everyone driving to school today. I did see a student,
Or riding.
as I was coming back in with concession stuff from Dickinson, I did see a student after volleyball having to drive her tractor home. It was super fun. I waved at her. She was super embarrassed, but it
Was
was
it
so cute.
Was it an open cab?
It was, yes, it was super fun. But the kids had a blast. Everybody was great listeners. Mrs. Mason, Miss Frank kind of drew up a map of what would be safe because we don't want specific traffic through when they're going across the recess area in the morning and after school, of course, because they play there. So we had certain vehicles that were allowed in the regular parking lot, big things in the back. We ended up with a camper, horses. It was fun. It was fun. They had
Quite
a
a few
blast.
tractors.
And no one was late for class. It was great. So football game on Friday, and we have a couple events planned for there also. So that's my report. And then if you want to go back and grab your AD, we can run through that if you'd like.
Does anybody have questions for Dr. Vogel? Okay. We can move on to the AD report.
Okay, do you guys want me to read this to you? I can.
I'm bringing it on.
Kind of gives it by sport, by activity, by fine arts, and where they're at and what they're doing. Damon got to see me in action as a crazy mom at cross country, running from point to point, screaming at my kid. He probably didn't think I could run that fast. I gotta get to the next one, holler at him.
That was a fun course to be able to do that.
It's a hard course though,
Yeah.
like up, down, up,
That
down. The
hill
kids
was
are super tired.
Where was it at?
At Beulah, at the golf course.
That's a super hilly
Yeah,
course.
and they make them go over the back and then back over to the front, and it's all over.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I
I
just-
was a little sore.
You probably ran more than they did.
I was a little sore. But it was fun.
Anybody have any questions for the AD report?
And always, I know Lindsay feels the same way. If you guys have questions and you don't feel like waiting for the board, please call us. Please stop in at any time. And we'll give you whatever we need to.
Okay. We'll move on to old business.
The conference is coming up next month. Registration is open. We do have new board members registered, or they will be soon, for the new member training on the 9th. The question is, any of the other board members going or want to go to the school law seminar on the 9th, so we can get you registered. No. And then the actual convention is the 10th, so just seeing if anybody, even the new ones, want to go on the 10th for the convention. Again, just to make sure we get registered. Okay.
I don't even know what it is.
School Board Association convention.
Yeah.
So what does that entail?
Well, yep, the School Board Association is, we're members, but, it's really administered by a group of administrators that, most of what you'll see at the conference, but, if you get signed up, it's a lot of just trainings on just how-tos of the school board.
If you click on those links, it takes you to the websites that explains each of them.
Some social gatherings where you can visit with other school board members. A lot of them are sessions on mostly the administration and or members of elected officials and that coming in to, speak about hot topics or just general topics or.
Anything else on that? Good on old business? Okay, we'll move on to new business.
It's that time of year to do the financial report approval. So this is the financial report from last year, the 24-25 school year. Is there anything you need to point out? I don't.
You need a motion to approve this one.
Yes.
I'll move to approve the, would be 24-25 financial report.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Yes, I had a general question on transportation. So, it's kind of somewhere in the line, I don't know, I saw 485,000 was our total of 2,700 students transportation services. How are we, is the equipment buses and how are we allocating that per year, or how do we kind of come up with, or I guess in general understanding transportation, and then also what is the state, how is that refunded?
The state does their refund based off of number of students riding and the number of miles driven.
Okay.
So they
it's
have
a
a formula
formula.
between that, and it doesn't equal the money spent.
Right.
I can't remember exactly what the formula is. Transportation is a little higher this year because of the new buses that we purchased.
Okay.
So that would be the.
So that 238 was just a lump sum. If we purchase a bus a year, we claim it that year in transportation?
Yep.
Oh, we
Yep.
don't allocate per year mileage on the bus.
No.
I see.
Yeah, we have to
Okay.
turn in the form, the transportation report that we approved last time. That's what the state looks at for our payments.
Because we've been around 180,000 state.
Around there, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah.
I just wonder why.
And that was 2 buses, correct?
That was 2 buses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do all schools do that? Just claim the equipment, or do they depreciate somehow on the schedule per year? Or is that not
I don't think,
general practice?
no, I don't think you can,
Okay.
yeah.
If I remember correctly. We talked about it the last time, we got a bus before, and
Right.
I think that got brought up, and I don't think we can. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the financial review, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. What would that be now?
Yep, B would be the annual compliance reports. They are linked. The first one there is TREs. And what this is saying is that for this school year coming up, we're following all the rules. We have all the teachers we need. Everything is good to go. And this is we're signing off saying that that is true. If you look down on the last page, number 9, it says list any exceptions.
Where are my exceptions?
I was gonna say, where are your exceptions? They might not have printed.
Do you want me to explain my one
Yes.
exception? So in the box on there where you see that it will be approved today, the only exception that I will have is for Mrs. Kitson, who is subbing 2nd grade. So all of Mrs. Kitson's kids are under Miss Beckler in the other 2nd grade classroom. And so then as soon as Brandy completes her schooling for elementary education, then she will be able to take on and be reported under her MISO 3 for her students. So right now they're all under Miss Beckler. So it is described in there. I'm trying to look it up for you, but that's what will be in there, and that's my only exception to the staffing portion.
And that's something we knew was going to be in there.
Right.
Want me to explain mine?
Yeah, the high school then, RTHS, 5 through 12 is the same thing in the beginning, and then the exceptions are different here because of the teachers we have hired who are not qualified yet. Yeah, if you want to explain yours.
Okay, so we have Mrs. Bartz in charge of Kaylee Waggy. Kaylee Waggy is just finishing her degree and will be done probably by Christmas. But as of right now, she's under Mrs. Bartz,
And that's in
6th grade,
second.
yes. And then we have Emmy Howe. She is through Connect Teletherapy, and she is over Karina, which is our new special ed teacher that replaced Laura Messer. Karina came to us with a higher degree but has to finish her master's in special ed. And my understanding is she will be done next Christmas, right? And then we have Lamar Harnish, the other special ed teacher. She is done at Christmas, and until then she's under Diane Sen for the fall.
And what do you mean by done at Christmas?
Completed with her degree,
So she'll be able
Completely
to have a
certified.
license.
yes.
So as soon as you get the degree, you're licensed, or do you have another process to go?
They still have to apply through ESPB, the Education Standards and Practices Board, and they look at her transcripts. And if they're graduating from a North Dakota State institution, it's really easy. So if they're done, they're pretty much have it. And then of course, they pay. So.
So elementary and 2 special ed, is that correct?
Yes.
And Mrs. Wagi also has her bachelor's degree. So she's just working to get the education courses. And then the district is pretty much the same thing, except at the district level and saying that the schools have been approved. That first section there, school board approval date, so that's where we'll put in today's date if you approve them. And then we don't have to put any exceptions really at the district level because the schools put them in at the school level. And again, this is just stating that we're gonna follow all the rules and regulations that the state has.
Do we need to approve them individually, or can we do all 3 at one time?
I think you can do all 3 at one time.
Is there a motion to approve the annual compliance reports?
Move to approve the annual compliance reports with the exceptions listed on there though.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, is there any discussion?
What license then does, I don't know, it's a while, I guess I should have looked at this earlier, a while since I've looked one up. What license does Harnish hold then?
She's actually in the special ed training program.
Oh, okay.
So that was through the state in COVID. And she's under Minot State, and through that, as long as they have someone over them, they count them as qualified throughout the program. So she doesn't have a certification yet, but she will.
Yeah, her current license right now is substitute teacher,
Okay, okay.
so. And then Minot State was a little tougher to work with than UND because she already has completed all of her bachelor's coursework. But since it's one program, they won't split it out and give her her bachelor's and then give her her master's. So when she's done in December, she gets both at the same time.
Which makes it tougher license-wise for
Yeah.
us.
Sure. Is there any other discussion? Okay. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the annual compliance report, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Amendment for new motion for signature cards.
So the bank called and the way our old minutes were stated, it would remove all of the signature cards that are tied to the district. But there's an entity that we don't want to remove their signature card for. I can't remember who that.
RTE.
Oh, yeah, the Education Union, RTEA. So we need to amend that motion, or we need to make a new motion to have everybody sign who needs to sign the signature cards except for RTEA.
Thank you.
Sucker drive me nuts.
Got it.
I'll make a motion to redo the signature card to not include the help me out,
RTEA.
RTE,
Yeah,
Richardton-Taylor
Richardton-Taylor Education Association.
Okay,
Is that
Yeah.
good? Okay.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor, I'm not gonna repeat it, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Bus routes.
Okay, we have had, I don't know if I really say complaints per se, but some concerns about the length of a couple of our routes. I did put in there the map of our routes. We can take a look at that first. Whoops. So how's that?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Now it is.
Okay, so the blue route on top is our northmost route. All the yellow dots on that route are stops. And those are stops that where kids could be picked up. But for example, like Mr. Olson, he's the far dot on the right. His children drive to school, so we don't have to go out there. But they're still considered to be on the route. In case something happens, we can still go out there. So at the very top is where our bus driver lives. And from her place to the school takes about an hour and a half.
The route takes an hour.
The route takes an hour and a half, correct. And then the other route that is rather lengthy is the green one south of Interstate. And again, the way the roads are in our rural area, there's not an easy way to get to all the houses in one trip. You have to do some backtracking and picking up in different areas. So again, that one is also an hour and a half.
How long is the orange one on the right?
The orange one on the right, that is Richie's route. That takes approximately, it's a little under an hour.
How many of those kids on that orange route are ones that you like don't really pick up very often? Or like,
The orange route is actually probably one of the better ones where all the dots represent somebody we pick up.
cause I was looking at the times on some of these and like.
Don't look at the time.
I was like, eyeing the clock, I'm really confused.
Yeah, the program that does this, Bus Boss, so if we open that other one where it shows each route at a time. So this is Route 11, this is the one that goes to Gladstone. So if you look at the times, it has her leaving at 6:57 in the morning, and then, but she doesn't get here until, well, that one's pretty close actually. That one is about an hour, a little under.
Like Route 12 starts at 6:15 and gets to school at 9:48.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
What's wrong?
Yeah, I gathered that 'cause-
and I called the company and asked them how they're figuring out the times. And what they do is each road, they set up how many miles per hour, and they have our gravel road set at 20. I think even the highway was set at 30 miles an hour. So that's extending the times when they.
Pretty sure my bus driver drives faster. I'm quite certain of that.
Should have been around with Bernie, we're still driving.
So yeah, the times are way off. All the buses have to be here by 5 minutes to 8, because then the shuttles leave at 8. The buses that leave the earliest are the two we talked about, the north route and the south route, and they leave a little bit before 6:30.
So on the north road, of all those yellow dots, besides his place, are the rest of them getting picked up usually daily or dropped off daily?
It depends. The dot just below the beginning on the left side here,
That's Damon.
no,
That's true.
That's true.
No.
So,
that's Germanson's. So a lot of times they bring their children to school, so then they won't ride. Or else they'll bring them to school, but then they'll ride the bus home. So that's a little bit out of the ways. She did have these families here on her route, but we switched them to Shauna's route. That way, she doesn't have, that's about, I think it's about 4 miles in there, I think, 3 or 4. So it's not a lot of kids, but it's a lot of miles is the issue.
I'm not sure there's a better way to do that,
I don't,
Yeah,
because it's all in and out, and in and out. I mean, there's not like
same as that green route, I mean, you're not gonna make that any better.
the only way you can do anything with the green route is to cut it in half and put one on one side and one on the other.
and that's what we had last
Starting
year.
for a lot of years.
But then, you do that, and then sometimes, a majority of the time, you're taking 2 or 3 kids home on one of the routes.
Yeah, that's where that north one was split last year, but I think Kim only had a couple of kids at night, she was all in all.
Right.
So it doesn't really justify running the bus up there to do it.
Yeah. So
You still
the
have to.
Oh.
You still have to.
Well, no,
running 2
not
buses.
running 2
Oh,
buses.
2 buses, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, and that's what was brought up is maybe like this family here, and these, if somebody, like we have another staff person that lives up here, or no, down here. If we gave her a route just to pick up these families, that would save time on the main one, but now you're running 2 buses for really a few amount of kids.
And you really don't save a lot of time on the bus at the end of the day either.
No.
15 minutes a day maybe.
Maybe, yeah. And then the same down here, we have a staff member that lives in this area. So if we asked them to drive a bus, they could pick up this, so you wouldn't have this loop in here that needs to be backtracked.
Isn't there only one person on that loop that
Right.
rides?
So the bus is going in there for 1 or 2 families, depending upon the weather. There's more that ride sometimes, but they have to go all those miles and backtrack for 1 family.
Are the staff members willing to do this?
I'm sure they would, but that's why we're bringing it up here to see if that's something we want to do, or do we want to say, an hour and a half is really what we need to do.
Well, I mean, I would say this, that we've got to start exploring some alternative solutions, because, you take that north route, and we haven't been on there for years, but if a family moves in over on you gotta lay past Steins into, I don't know how you do that. So if we can come up with anything like that starts to become a practice, I say why not? Especially if you have a staff member that's wanting to, because if I'm understanding right, then we would count those as routes, more miles,
Right.
and we would see a higher total rev, even though I get that's.
Yeah, it wouldn't, the miles would be higher, but your student riders wouldn't be.
Right, because but the formula, do we have any feel for that formula, how much the miles weigh on it versus the
No, I don't.
student? Okay.
On
But
that-
in this situation, sorry.
No.
In this situation here, we would not, because a majority of our transportation is the bus cost.
Yeah.
And having a staff, we'd be looking at their own personal vehicle, right?
No, we would do a
You'd
bus
provide a bus,
just
okay.
for insurance wise.
I see.
Yeah,
Does the
liability
school
wise.
have a Suburban or anything like that they could use
We-
for those
we
smaller
talked-
roads?
We talked about that last year, we don't currently, but we had talked about that last year.
On that south route, even if you do cut out that loop, it's still gonna be a long bus route because that's,
It's like Dave said, it cuts out about 20 minutes. Jody Kessel and I drove that route, and with that loop, it's about a 20-minute loop. Where,
But at the end of the day, 20 minutes,
yeah,
I mean, the kids don't have to sit on the bus, it's probably.
It's 40
What,
minutes.
20 minutes one way or 20
Yeah.
minutes total?
one way.
Yeah.
Right.
40 minutes.
on
40
that
minutes a
loop,
day.
like that one, only
Well, that's if,
one,
that's
if
if you,
everybody rides.
that's if everybody rides.
But still, even if they aren't all riding, she's still picking up kids starting at like 6:30.
Right. And that's why we changed it where they don't need to be here until 7:55. Because a lot of them, they leave early and they're getting here early. And the kids, especially the shuttle kids, they're sitting on a bus out here for 15 minutes when they could have left 15 minutes later.
When that south route was divided before, where was the line?
The 83, pretty much. So all the houses on the left side of 83 were one route. I think she did this one too.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest were on the other route.
And the thing that's tough with down there, there's not a road that connects those two.
That's exactly right, yeah. Well, and that's up here too.
Yeah.
These aren't very good roads to begin with.
Tell me more about the liability on a personal vehicle. What, is that state real? Is there any exemptions to that? Is
Well,
there?
it'd be up to the owner of the personal vehicle if their liability is gonna cover
Oh.
them doing it
Oh,
for.
okay, so it's a personal
for a
insurance,
job.
not a state
Right.
rig or something like that.
Right.
I see. Okay.
So a lot of insurance companies might not, if they're hauling kids for school,
Right.
that they're getting paid for it, it's a commercial vehicle
Right.
basically, so.
I know like rideshare stuff is pretty expensive to insure. And I think it would fall along those same
Probably,
lines,
yeah.
So then
But you can call them an
the
Uber.
way north is starting
Yeah.
that school.
but the insurance company.
Yeah, so Melissa said
for Uber
she's
is
also
expensive,
about
is what I'm saying.
6:15 and they pick kids up at the substation, but the kids she's picking up at 6:30 at the substation are technically out of district kids too, so keep that in mind.
Are they anymore?
But they're driving to.
They're driving to the substation and picking her up there.
Even with the holiday?
Cause Melissa, I think, lives out of district still.
No, I know.
No, she's right in.
She's
in now.
she's just in, so it's that
Yeah.
road, so everything
There's-
north of that road is Kildare.
There's a family that open enrolled from Dodge,
Oh, okay,
so they're driving quite a ways just to get to the substation.
okay.
So yeah, the pickup's at the substation, so they are out of district kids that are getting out at 6:30. And then her next stop would be coming down, she must go in and get Harper
Parouses, yeah.
in that line, so the map's a little wrong, they've still got them going across the pasture trailer out there to get to my road, but yeah, so going Parouses would be the next one, which would be, she's probably.
So they are running down to Parouses and then back to the
Chad's,
highway?
back to the highway,
Oh, yeah,
so then Chad's back to the highway, and then you go south,
cause Shauna ran that pasture road, huh? Or how? why is
nobody's
that
ran
so?
that pasture road down there, I don't know how I got on there, but nobody.
I think Bernie did a couple times.
Couple of
Bernie and
times.
Shauna did, yeah. Now, to your point on the time to get here, are bus drivers doing that, or are we still seeing 15-20 minutes on the?
We, this week is really when we're focusing on don't get here
Yeah,
before 8:55,
'cause that's another
right?
issue if they're just sitting waiting.
The problem is you are gonna be that early now, but then if, you know, snow flies and that kind of stuff, then
Right.
you're gonna be late, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I know that was one of Melissa's concerns, when the snow flies, if she gets to be 5-10 minutes later, cause the roads are icy, it's like, well, if the kids are 5-10 minutes late to class, as long as they're here safe, I wouldn't get too excited.
Yeah,
about it.
Right.
I think that's a message
Exactly. And that's what I've told the bus drivers too, is like, we'll still feed them, we'll still have breakfast for them,
Right.
and if the weather's that bad, we probably won't have school.
Right, yeah, we have to not be afraid to late start and
Right.
that if we, especially if we know this is the
Exactly.
condition, and with that too, I mean, the other piece that we've had problems with the past is families are waking up then by 5:15, and so if a notice of a late start goes out at 6:45, you frustrate people.
I try and do it the night before if at all possible.
Yeah, absolutely, and I just lean into
Yeah.
that more than,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Who drives those routes? I heard Shauna,
Okay, the blue one is Melissa Aiken,
okay,
the orange one is Shauna.
okay.
The, I don't know, lavender, would that be the color?
The one in the bottom left.
The one at the bottom left is Vicky.
Okay.
The Gladstone route is Della. Green route is Carrie. This orange route is Richie.
So like what time does Vicky start in the mornings?
I think I'm pretty early, I think.
Yeah, she's around that.
She picks our kids up and I think they're the first on the bus at 7:10.
Yeah. Yeah, I think hers is about that hour. Yeah, or a little under an hour.
Or Carrie is the one I was thinking of, it's gotta be
Oh.
early.
Yeah, Carrie's 6:30 or a little before.
And if we did talk to the staff member that would do that little loop, do you think it would shave off 20 minutes?
No, because there's literally one family that rides and that's my kids. So if you do the whole loop, yeah, it probably is 20 minutes, but we're literally 3 miles in. So it's 3 miles in and 3 miles out. I don't think it's 20 minutes. But
Yeah,
if all those kids rode, then yeah.
right, cause then it's not really a loop, you're just going in and back out.
So does she normally
Just
know
make the kids walk to the road.
before.
I was gonna say, Officer Kirby.
The bus drivers know beforehand that those 3 families are not gonna be on that route.
Yeah, they contact the parents before school starts, and then most of them, like one of the families is the Bones, and Joe Bone hardly ever rides, but in certain situations he might. So that's why they're still on the route, but that's yeah, if everybody rode there, it would cut 20 minutes off.
Who
But
else doesn't ride on that south one very often? Or like those ones that are way down south, do those ones always ride?
not
the usual?
always,
I mean,
But the problem is, you almost have to go down there to get across over to the other side.
right,
Is there no connecting road from basically that green northern dot on the right side
No.
up into that orange?
There is a road.
But it's,
There's one there, but it's not, like when we go to fires, we either go to Antelope or we go all the way down and around depending where it is.
Yeah. there is a road here. Well, and that would be the Antelope Road.
Right,
is that going back into Gebhardt's?
yes.
Yeah. So that, yeah,
they wouldn't have any kids.
this family has
What's,
one boy, he hardly ever rides, if at all. This is Carrie's spot. This family here, her first pickup, are new to this area, and they drive her in the morning. Carrie has to sometimes drop her off in the evening. This family hardly ever rides.
About the one that's down on the bottom, those, yeah.
These are Zents.
Okay.
So again, I'd say it's about 50-50, whether they ride or not.
I think one of these houses has to ride more because
Is it this one?
I don't know whose place that is. Which, this one, the second one down is Carrie?
This one is Carrie's.
There has to be. No, that one would be.
This is
One-
Burgers.
One of them is Dylan, his kids.
Dylan,
It's Dee Dee.
that's up here.
No,
Or no, that is here. Yeah, this is Dylan's kids.
the north
Yeah.
one I don't think hurt, the one above Carrie, I don't think he rides very much.
He doesn't
That's
ride.
another Dee Dee, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't ride.
There's really nowhere to shorten it that much because you still gotta run the same amount of miles.
Yeah, I don't know what the best answer to that is. Be cool to have a helicopter. I don't know if Carrie would be too excited about learning how to fly it. You can ask her.
She might be, I don't know.
And all those other stops, like along number 8, they all, besides that loop, those ones all ride usually.
This one up here doesn't really ride very often. These 3 do. Pretty much every day. This one doesn't ride very often. And then, like I said, down here it's about 50-50. And this is actually a family that meets them at the highway. They live down here.
The same deal, they live out of district and they just meet at a stop.
Yep.
Well, I mean, to get some more interaction on this, I would just suggest if one of the staff members wants to and it seems to work, then why not? So I'd just ask the administration to speak with one. Fortunately for now, it's gonna have to stay, but before winter where this becomes a bigger thing, you know, if we could get a firm understanding of what that looks like for a few of those stops that you
Hold on,
thought of.
transportation.
I have my list.
Was it?
Like me and you.
I know I am. I couldn't remember who the other person was. Maybe we should meet sometime and try to spearhead something. I don't know what the.
John and Dave.
Yeah.
I don't, it's kind of hard to live and work and live at too though.
I know, that's tough.
That's what time did you get on the bus in the morning when you were a kid?
I don't remember.
Bet you it was pretty early. I know Jess said, I mean, they had pillows and blankets and they were on at 6:30 and it's been that way forever.
It went clear west over to good gosh.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I guess that was the question I was gonna ask is, how long is too long? I mean, if an hour and a half is okay, that's where we're at.
Right.
I mean, what is our goal?
And that's for me to just drive from my house and tell them it's a half hour without any stopping in between. It's a half hour drive to get here.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're at least that or even longer, ain't you?
Do all those other north stops usually ride? Besides like Germanson's and you guys?
I would say a lot of them do. They're all elementary.
Yeah,
Mostly
I'd say
elementary
that
kids.
the majority of these kids do ride, yeah.
And then they shuttle over to Taylor yet, right? 'Cause
Right.
that comes into Richardton.
Right.
So I mean, yeah.
So we can have a transportation team
Yeah, we can get together and look at
get
it.
together and
I think we should.
meet.
Okay, anything else on bus routes for anybody? Okay, moving on to child nutrition.
So child nutrition, I put this on in the heat of the moment. We have, again, not necessarily complaints, but a lot of concerns with kids not getting enough to eat. We hear a lot about how kids are hungry, I mean, even right after they eat. And it's not the kitchen's fault. If we follow the state guidelines, they aren't getting enough to eat.
Is that what we're doing, is following the state guidelines?
Yeah, so I talked to the state, pretty lengthy conversation about that, and I asked her, what happens if we don't? I mean, what happens if we give seconds, if we, do something like that? And I told her, I said, we understand that if we are giving seconds, if we are spending more and giving them bigger portions, we pay for that as a district, we understand that. But what could the consequences be? And she said that it could turn around and come back and reduce the amount we do get for food and nutrition.
How would they possibly find out that we're giving seconds?
By calling and asking what you can do if you give them seconds?
Right?
They actually come to visit.
Yeah, they do inspections and,
Well, I'll be honest with you, I was planning on doing, checking up on you as well, cause I know my kids have said that they are not getting enough food. I know my daughter's over at the elementary school, and my son just came over here for the first year, and he's saying he's getting less food over here than he is over there. He told me that he finds enough food because he goes to the salad bar and fills up on peas every day, but one little scoop of spaghetti.
well, and that
So-
was her answer to me. Do you have a salad bar? I said, yes, we have a salad bar, but
And our
That's
kids
not
are
gonna-
using it,
So,
just, they
Are
are
we
using it.
using
restricted
it.
to what we can put on the salad bar?
yes. We are. Like, you can't have eggs every day. You can't have certain things.
I'm not saying necessarily every day, but I'm saying like, can we have a ham sandwich on the salad bar?
No. No, that would be considered your grains and meat alternative.
What does the rest of the day look like? Is there something we're not taking advantage of as far as like snack time?
Well, we
or,
have the fresh fruits and vegetable grant, so in the afternoon, the elementary kids get a snack.
Okay,
Either a fruit or a vegetable or part of it. High school kids, not really. We do sell snacks during the day,
yeah.
around
We used to
lunchtime
sell
and-
sub sandwiches,
Mm-hmm.
but then it just kind of died down. We used to have like half sandwiches and full subs that the kitchen would make, and then the kids had to pay extra for. But then we were, by the end of the week, like, we'd only make them every other day. And so we ended up throwing some because after the novelty wore off, after a few months, people still brought their own snacks and then didn't purchase the subs. We've tried lots of things, but we're up for any ideas.
What,
What is your guys' like rules with like the high schoolers, if they bring something in for, like if they're hungry in the
They
afternoon?
can bring whatever they want. The thing that you're seeing though is that we're offering a meal, they're not full, so the stuff that stays good for them is junk food. And that doesn't necessarily fill them up
This
either.
is stupid.
To me,
Not always, but
Yeah.
most of the time.
to me, they can have all the vegetables they want, they can have all the fruit they want, pretty much. And correct me if I'm wrong.
There's only certain portions they can have, but yeah.
I mean, it's,
Vegetables I think is good, fruit might not be as much,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
because of the sugar.
but what keeps you full is protein,
Right.
and that's really
Limited on
limited.
protein.
They're limited on protein.
That's where I'm at, and that's why I had intended, the day that I came and met with you, I was going to have lunch with him, but he ended up having lunch not when he
Yeah.
thought he was gonna have lunch, he had it before, so I didn't get here on time. Because there's not enough protein in one scoop of spaghetti to keep those boys running, and
Yeah.
we pay a decent amount, like it's not like we're paying a ridiculous amount for lunches, but it is costing these families money to have lunch for the kids, and to not have that available, I just think is a disservice. And then asking them to bring extra snacks for that is, I mean, I don't know if you guys have been to Walmart lately, but snacks aren't exactly cheap, especially if you buy something that's nutritious. So my opinion is I would offer some seconds or whatever we have to do, and I guess that's a risk that I'm.
Sell a lunch bag? Sell, like for a penny, even though I know it's gonna cost us more than that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it'd be no
mean,
different than us selling
Is there,
subs.
is there something to them in the morning, afternoon, but are they just so hungry by the time they hit lunch that, I mean, we got
I don't-
90 minutes on the bus and then we got this and that, and
Yeah.
then you're hitting those core subjects, and by 11 o'clock, man, you're
You're starving.
ready to
Yeah.
eat half a deer, I mean,
And
so,
I have
you
people
know.
doing chores before they get on the bus
Yeah.
or before they drive in, and then
Yeah.
then they go to football or volleyball, and then they go back and do chores again.
Or even what time some of those kids are getting home at night, like they're not getting home till after 5.
Right.
Or
That's a
after
lot,
7 by the
Well,
time they
and-
go to football.
And
but on the bus.
I explained to her too that this, I mean, and there's a lot of good families out there that can feed their children well. But a lot of our kids, this is a good
Yeah.
meal of the day.
So how many are taking advantage of the breakfast?
Not as many as should.
Not many? Should we include breakfast on the bus routes? Or the afternoon snack, or, you know, is there something?
I don't know how you would do.
Your conversation over here with Bonnie was around, they're
Breakfast.
limited, you said as much vegetable, is that the snack, or were you talking about that?
No,
It-
meal.
At the
Meal.
salad
Yeah.
bar?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay,
And the reason she said fruit is somewhat limited, because as soon as you hit a sugar content,
yeah.
and that's
And
limited.
coming in the next year or two, the sugar's gonna be even lower than
Right.
what we're serving now, so
And
it's gonna be-
sodium.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
it's gonna be-
They're not gonna raise
So
the
Get worse.
generally, when you cook a meal, it's gonna be a lot cheaper than providing snacks and doing all this other stuff. To me, seconds is financially cheaper to do than doing any other option that I've heard, I guess, as far as making subs or whatever it may be. If we make a little extra food and offer them seconds, financially, that's gonna be way cheaper than doing something else. I get that we have to somewhat figure out where we're gonna be, so we're not throwing a bunch of food away every day,
Right.
but
Right.
generally, home cooked meals are gonna be much cheaper than any kind of snacks or stuff that we're
Well,
gonna
at the end of the day, they're gonna be better for you too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like protein, for example, meats and meat alternatives, grades K through 5 is 1 ounce. Is that right?
Do you want me to go get the scoopers?
An ounce a day,
For that meal. Yeah.
or for that meal?
High school, 9 through 12 is 2 ounces.
Yeah, I had one not in a turkey stick I had on the way.
Interesting.
Do we know when they're gonna come and do their check?
No.
Do we know who they are when they walk through the door?
But the door's locked. Interesting.
I say roll the dice and
Well, and that's what
kids.
yep, that's our plan.
Whatever
Is
it is.
we'll figure out a way to make sure the kids are getting
Right.
fed.
They have to
Yeah.
do a log every day too, of how much is served for each kid.
Right.
So and that has to check out, and I don't know all the technicalities, cause I don't do it, but there are other checks and balances that they do it on.
So like, great example, my daughter goes home every day for lunch. Can we, I mean, is it based off the number of students enrolled, or is it based off the number of students that eat that day?
Eat that day.
And then you have to write down which
Yeah.
students have seconds.
No, I'm just saying,
Two?
yeah, just write down everybody.
You would have to keep
Yeah.
track of the ones who have seconds, yeah.
I'd hate to ask the staff to falsify information, you know. I think I'd rather approach that of just feed them, have the stats, and if we have to have the discussion, let's have the discussion. Bring them on in, let's go.
I do think it would be a good idea, just to Jake's concern about, I know that they're younger, but from 4th to 5th grade should not be that much of a difference. So I have a small concern that, are we doing the portion sizes? Like, you know what I mean? Cause why is it we're getting enough food in 4th grade but not 5th when the portion size should be the same? If it's K5 on that sheet, why is it, do you know what I mean?
I think some of it is, fillers are in my head, but that's not the right word. But at Taylor, they do more bread than we do here.
Okay.
So then that'll make somebody feel fuller.
Yeah.
Great, that's
Rice.
This is the good stuff like sunflower seeds, the kids that devour sunflower seeds, it's good protein, but it's so expensive, they can't get it.
Or anytime we have ham or chicken, like cubed on the salad bar, or cheese.
Yeah.
Or eggs, they go for that every time,
Yeah.
the little kids.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for advice from the board, I would say up the portion, keep the records, keep it honest, and if we have to have a discussion, if we get our hands slapped, I'll stand up and let get my cheek too. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll have that discussion.
Yeah, just feed the kids.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
I don't know if that,
One of the
Makes sense.
comments, one of the comments to me, because I said, how do we change this? I mean, because it's not working. How do we go about changing this? And you have to contact your congressman,
is this a state program?
no, federal,
Right.
USDA.
Yep. Keeping food cheap.
I'll go to jail for feeding kids, I guess.
There you go.
There's 16 ounces in a pound, right? So you get 1/16 of a pound.
So when I ordered the 16 ounce.
Isn't that right, Matt?
Yeah, no, it's right.
Yeah.
Your
that's
math is
You're
right.
Yeah.
The scooper
seems
is
crazy.
about,
Yeah.
this
Considering my
big.
11-year-old and my 9-year-old will devour a steak.
Are other schools, what are they doing?
They're fighting this too.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't think my knowledge
Yeah,
of
we're-
other schools
We're
is
not the only ones.
well, and I think the other schools, if my knowledge is correct, are serving another scoop if, you know.
I mean, it's pretty tough to learn anything when your belly's grumbling at you.
And, yep,
Now you're awfully
exactly,
angry when I'm hungry.
exactly.
What does the breakfast amount to? Are they usually a packaged cereal bars, types of, or are they? more of a-
It's bowls of cereal sometimes, caramel rolls sometimes. I mean, it really varies.
Okay. I mean, yeah, a discussion among the staff, but if it seems like part of it would be doing something there
From what I
that's
understand.
doable,
I think a lot of
make it
kids,
more available.
especially a lot of the older kids don't
But
eat
not over here.
Right.
breakfast.
Yeah, I get it,
Yeah,
but that
I
could
got
help.
those too.
yeah, yeah.
You know, so, yeah.
I was just talking to Lindsay about, I know over at breakfast, my kids raved about the caramel rolls that they made, and Reed was complaining that when he came from there, they had big caramel rolls that were homemade, and you come over here and there's two little bite-sized supposed caramel rolls, so I don't know what the, what's that?
Donna's not coming over here. Donna's staying in Taylor.
She's
Gets
not the
rolling.
best weight loss plan though. It's been noted once or twice.
For younger kids?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was, because on the sheet, it only shows one.
Oh, that's a great. She said two.
There's your answer.
Well, portions over there.
Where we're gathering
I
the
think at the end of the
information
day,
from
we
might
just
not be
feed the
the same.
kids.
Yeah.
I mean, so we can talk in circles around this for all night,
Yeah,
but I think, yeah, at the end of the day, just,
the less you know, the better.
I mean, I'm in the same boat, I mean, I'm fine, yeah.
That'll make it a
You
damn
got
good news story.
Yeah.
Walking up the school board, they're feeding the kids.
Well, and I'm not afraid to park at our congressman either, right? We'll definitely,
Well,
voice my opinion,
and like Bonnie was saying too, next year's worse.
right?
Really?
Yeah,
What's the deal there? Just
they're lowering the
They're
amount of
cutting
sugar you
everything
can
out.
have, so ketchup doesn't even qualify.
And
Probably
some-
ranch,
I don't know, maybe
ranch has a lot of sugar.
But then
Not whole.
nothing is
Yeah,
regulated.
Donna's
There
trying
could
to
be
we're
no
making
margin.
ranch over
Correct.
here
So
to
we're
try
just
to make the
penalizing
sodium
the
and
kids
sugar
that,
requirements.
yeah,
Better
fall
eating,
in
yeah.
that counter.
Yeah,
Okay,
It's kind of an example of where a law doesn't fit every population.
Oh, sure, yeah.
yeah, you can't do school nutrition in one box.
Right.
So, okay,
we're good on that for now, okay, tuition waiver.
there was a family that moved in, they would like to come here. This was at the very end of last month, so I allowed them to start school, and then we would do the open enrollment tuition waiver here. I talked to both just Lindsay, because they don't have an older kid.
They do.
They do have an older.
6.
I talked to both of them about room, and we have room, and I think it's working, so.
So you're gonna have a tough conversation if we don't approve that as well.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
He's got that one.
What grade,
I have a K and a 2.
Sixth,
K
K
to
to
six.
two?
Yeah.
What are we at in sixth grade?
You want me to look at it? I had it on there.
Yeah, you had it on your report, just curious.
22-ish.
It is at 25, and that's current,
And that's
counting this.
2 teachers? That's 1, so we're at 26 now.
One with a para, quite a bit of the day.
25 is counting this student, though,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
So not
Okay, so
26.
not 26, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But getting there
I would say that's probably about as much as we wanna go.
Yeah.
for open enrollment for sure,
Right.
obviously, so that we don't go over.
Yeah.
Who teaches our 6th grade?
Kaylee Waggy,
Yeah.
under Chris Bartz.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, and Chris is there on and off a lot throughout the day, for instruction and.
Be a load, it's tough.
I'll move to approve the tuition waiver open enrollment for the Halsey family.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. District levy hearing report.
So this is the report that we have to turn into the county auditor by October 10th, I think. It's in October, before our next meeting anyway. So it basically goes over what we talked about in the budget hearing, what we're gonna levy for each area, general fund. And then we inputted the budget that you've already approved in these areas. And it just walks through where we're planning on spending our money compared to where we spent it last year.
So it's basically the budget and then the last meeting.
Right.
Lumped into one.
Correct. And yeah, I don't know if you necessarily have to approve it, but we would like it approved and in the minutes because Amber's signing off on it, so.
I'll move to approve the certificate of levy report.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Okay, no discussion. All those in favor of approving the certificate of levy, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. RACTC report.
Went to the meeting last week.
They have a lot of equipment that they're not utilizing, it sounds like a lot of different trailers, that's what I was talking to Neil about before this, if there's anything we can utilize out of that program there. Did you guys get scheduled for the anatomy trailer?
I saw an email came in when I was at Walmart, I'll check it, but I'm assuming we're getting scheduled, cause I saw he sent
Cause yeah,
schedule.
there's a new program director there, and he didn't realize that our teachers were already trained in it, so I think that anatomy trailer was just sitting there also.
Oh.
Because he didn't know he had any trained teachers on it, so.
Is that Aaron Anderson?
Nope.
No.
I can't think of his name
Works
right
for
now.
guys, he's out of Mandan.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Steven Kessler.
That's the
Kessler,
guy.
yes.
WERC report.
Did not meet.
Okay. Next meeting is October 8th. Anything else before we adjourn? Good.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meeting's adjourned.
Woo.